All right. It is 6 p.m. It's a Wednesday, and we're not going to prep any Dungeons and Dragons tonight. We're actually going to take advantage of this bonus stream because I was actually scheduled to work my day job tonight, and my friend offered to cover my shift for me, so I have the night off, which is kind of cool. So I thought I'd finally get a chance to check out Level Up 5e. And that's what we're gonna do. All right. So what's going on with Level Up 5e? What's the situation here? All right. So Level Up 5e Advanced 5th Edition is a complete remix of, well, it's a complete remix of 5th Edition Dungeons and Dragons, using the SRD as a skeleton. They essentially made a new version of 5th Edition Dungeons and Dragons. They have been working on this for years. Hundreds of people are involved in it, and some very, very, very talented designers and DMs and individuals. Yeah. So I've been following it, cursory following it. A DM that I really, really respect and value their opinion was very, very excited about this project, and his excitement. This is Lionhead Gaming. His excitement was contagious enough that I went ahead and I backed it. I only backed at the digital level, but I did get access to the beta for the online tools and the, I guess, bonus adventure and the 3 core books. Now, we've only got like an hour or so to go over this stuff. Obviously, we can't go over like 1,500 plus pages of content or however much it is. It's there's some big chunky books here. Player's Guide 650 pages. Monster Manual, 535 pages. Yeah, this free adventure that came with it, 116 pages. And then this book right here, Trials and Treasures, 385 pages. Yeah, so we really don't have time to cover all of this content. Heck, we couldn't even cover all of Valda's Spire in like 3 or 4 streams. So this system obviously is beyond the scope of what we could cover in a stream. You know what I'm saying? But I did want to like take a look at it and see what was going on. So 2 people I know have really dug into it, and one of them is Josh from the who's the boss of the Odyssey of the Dragon Lords Discord server. And he's really into it. He dug into it deep. And hopefully he's able to join us. I know he's in Germany, so it's super late for him, but he keeps weird hours. So maybe he'll be able to join us in chat tonight and kind of weigh in on it. He's very excited about it. Lionhead Gaming was also very excited about it. There's a couple things he wasn't into. I'm pretty sure it's the monsters. I have heard the monsters are not as impressive as people were hoping. They're better than Raw, but you know that's about it. And from my own server, Scottrick, who is a fantastic dungeon master, he was running some Paradise Vale games, and now he is running Red and a few of my other former players through Curse of Straw. They're having a great time with that. He went and actually did a whole write-up on his first impressions, and we're going to use that as a guide. So if you want to learn more about Scottrick, you can check out his Twitter. But yeah, he has written a guide, and so we're going to do that. It turns out that the tool set here is pretty damn robust. So we may be able to just check out everything we need through the online tool set and not even need to page through all of this over here. It looks like they haven't even finalized the table of contents, headers, things like that. So the accessibility options are still pretty limited. So we might have a better time navigating the books if we just use the online tool set. But it is pretty damn impressive that they told me the minute our Kickstarter ends, you're going to get your books. And they were not joking. Like that Kickstarter ended, I got an email that said, here's your books. And then, of course, we had Extra Life, so there was no time to check them out. All right, all that prefacing out of the way. Let's pull up that list that Scottrick wrote and kind of use it as our guide. Okay, I'll zoom in a little bit here. And apologies for the painful white background. It's not my document, so I can't change it to have a nice black background. Level Up 5e Changes 5e Core Reference Document. The following is a list of changes to Core 5e by the Level Up 5e system. This will not go into great detail, but should provide enough information for you to have a better idea about what differences and adjustments there are. Fantastic. All right. So the Adventurer's Guide is essentially the player's handbook. Ability scores and checks. The same 6 ability scores are used with the same method to generate them. All right, so I guess we'll just like kind of follow along as we go. There we go. Cool. Backgrounds provide the ability score increases you normally get from race. Now that, right off the bat, that's a Starfinder Pathfinder situation right there. So I have heard that this is very Starfinder-y, very Pathfinder-y, very crunchy. So we're probably going to see a lot of influence from the Paizo camp here. Some people have even compared what's happening with Level Up 5e Advanced 5th Edition. They're comparing it to when Pathfinder spawned off of the 3rd edition Dungeons & Dragons rule set. So we'll see if that's a pretty ambitious claim, but we'll see how cool it is. So backgrounds provide ability score increases. Strength, you track bulky items separate from encumbrance. And you get 1 bulky item plus 1 per your strength modifier, or 1 plus your strength modifier in bulky items. That's kind of a cool way to handle that. You track supply, sustenance separate from encumbrance, which also keys off of your strength score. And then changes to intelligence. Each positive modifier grants you a skill specialty in a knowledge skill. If not proficient in one, you gain proficiency in one or a tool or a language. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. So I believe skill specialties are similar to what was going on with World of Darkness, where I could say I'm really good with melee weapons, but I'm specialized in swords. So when I'm using a sword, I get 1 extra dice to my attack rolls, kind of thing. I think actually they explain that in the skill section right here. All right, so skills. You can crit on ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws. That's cool. Okay. Most people house rule that anyways, so it's interesting that they would make that a core rule. Skills specialties are sub-skills within a skill that allow you to apply your expertise dice to the ability check. Now, if you recall, I don't know if maybe you don't. We've gone over the Grim Hollow campaign setting before, and the Grim Hollow. Oh, hey, Brewdog, what's up, man? Glad to see you're still alive, because that's kind of a thing nowadays. So it's good to see you're still alive, man. So in Grim Hollow, your background would give you access to expertise dice that you could then use on things related to your background. So skill specialties use that expertise dice and add it to your ability check. Every character has at least 2 of these. Expertise double proficiency has been replaced with the expertise die. Oh, expertise die is a bonus 1d4 to your check. Oof. Okay. I mean, I'm a huge fan of expertise, so... This die is increased by 1 size for each source of expertise you have, usually to a max of 1d8. Okay, interesting. 2 new skills are introduced, culture and engineering. Culture is about laws, customs, traditions, and etiquettes of culture other than a character's own, which normally is covered by history in 5th edition. I feel like this is a cool move, but it also devalues history even more. Basically in 5e, you treat history as the catch-all, like trivia, knowledge, information skill, and by adding a culture to that, you kind of take away some of the value of the already devalued history skill. So that kind of stinks. Engineering though is for math, building, and invention, and engineering on and off since I started 5e, I have had engineering as a secret skill that people can take. So that's cool that they added it. I think most people use tinker tools with intelligence to represent engineering, but it is cool that engineering is its own skill now. Kind of like that. All right, origins. Race is separated into heritage and culture. So let's see. Expertise dice, rules as tools. Got it. All right, so we want to go to origins. Here we go. All right. What makes your character who they are? What do they experience? When building your character, their upbringing, and by extension, the culture they were raised in, can have as much impact as their heritage. By splitting your adventure's origin into 4 parts heritage, culture, background, and destiny there's ample opportunity to create wildly diverse characters with skill sets that reflect their lives in the most accurate way possible. All right, so this could be pretty interesting. Race is separated into heritage and culture. Heritage represents biology. Culture represents the environment you're raised in. They kind of touched on this in that D&D game Solasta, that video game, where you were a dwarf, but then based on like the region you grew up in, culturally you had differences from other dwarves, which was kind of interesting. You see this a lot in Critical Role Series 3 that's, recently started. They are adventuring in a region that is based on real-world India, and they're in a very large city, and in that city there's like all these different races, but the races are, it's more like what you'd see in an American big city. It's like, oh, my family immigrated here from such and such country, but I am an American kind of thing. So like there's your, I guess your race, right? And then there's also your culture. So they're bringing that in and making it an actual gameplay mechanic, which is pretty exciting. Similar to what we were looking at with the Bloodlines project for our Gothic horror game, where we wanted to kind of remove the stigma of like every dwarf is like this, every elf is like this. All right, this also covers your background and destiny, similar to Epic Pass from Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Oh, destiny. That sounds pretty dope. Okay, every character can have one. I kind of want to take a break and check out Destiny real quick. I know we got a lot to cover, but I'm very curious. Every hero has something that drives them forward, an inner spark or outward goal that compels them to risk everything for a life of adventure. Choosing a destiny provides important role-playing cues and features that help shape your character's identity. Why are they an adventurer? What drives them into a life of danger? Is destiny thrust upon them by circumstance, or do they have a burning desire for a future they wish to claim for their own? Each destiny has a table of example motivations that represent the heart of your character's desire to be an adventurer. Feel free to select a motivation, determine one randomly, or create one that you feel matches your destiny. The narrator. This is another thing. This is a hot topic the last couple days on Twitter. Is should the dungeon master or the game master maintain the title master? Because I guess that has bad connotations. And then also, if I put Dungeon Master on my business cards, Professional Dungeon Master on business cards, people sometimes get the wrong idea about what services I'm going to provide in their basement. So, yeah, so these guys have changed the title of Dungeon Master to Narrator. So the Narrator rewards inspiration, a resource which grants you an edge in important moments when you roleplay your character according to your destiny. Each destiny has a source of inspiration, which describes acts of roleplaying that should be rewarded with inspiration, though it still remains the narrator's discretion. Additionally, the narrator can award inspiration whenever they feel a character has a particularly clever, engaging, or heartfelt in their roleplaying. Once you have inspiration, you can save it indefinitely. Whenever you or an ally you see makes an attack roll, same with your ability check, you may spend your inspiration to grant advantage to that roll. Well, that's how everybody I know uses inspiration anyways, so it's cool that they make that official. Alternately, you can spend inspiration to use the inspiration feature. Oh, unique to your chosen destiny. Well, that sounds pretty cool. Let's see. You either have inspiration or you don't. If you already have inspiration and do something worth rewarding inspiration, you don't use a second use of inspiration. Well, I found that letting people bank 3 inspiration generally encourages them to use inspiration more. So I'd probably house rule being able to have 3 inspiration. Each destiny includes a fulfillment feature that you gain when you achieve your destiny, a momentous event usually at the end of a major story arc in the narrative indicated by the narrator. Even if your destiny remains outside of your grasp, it is close enough at hand you automatically gain its fulfillment feature when you reach 16th level. Oh, that's cool. If you fulfill your destiny early in the campaign, at the narrator's discretion, you may select an additional destiny. You retain your original destiny's features and gain the source of inspiration and inspiration feature of your new destiny. You cannot gain a second fulfillment feature. Changing your destiny. Motives change over time, and the stories do as well. Whenever you gain a class level, you may choose to change your destiny. You lose any features provided by your current destiny and select a new destiny, gaining its source of inspiration and inspiration features. Okay, and let's see. They've got, looks like 10 different destinies. All right, our destiny is going to be Metamorphosis. I'm so happy that the web tools are up and running because I just prefer this interface to traditional book. All right, the trappings of daily life stifle you, and the shackles of this mortal coil cannot contain you. People whose destiny is metamorphosis seek to attain a higher mode of being. Some search for enlightenment, but others turn their ambitions even higher, daring to pursue eternal life as a vampire, a lich, a demon, or even a god. What will you sacrifice to walk this path? Source of inspiration, unburdening. When you gain this feature, inform your narrator of the new form you desire. You gain inspiration whenever you make sacrifices to attain new lore, contexts, or items to aid you in this transformation. Okay, that's pretty dope. And your inspiration feature, unearthly diplomacy. Your unearthly aspirations grant you insights into the minds of even utterly alien beings. As an action, you may spend your inspiration to form a connection with a non-humanoid creature that you can see that has a CR equal to or less than your level. You communicate freely even if you do not share a language or the creature would normally be unable to speak. You have no control over a creature you connect with this way, but you gain an expertise die on checks made to influence it. The knowledge and awareness of a creature is limited by its intellect and perceptions, but most give you information about nearby locations, monsters in the area, and knowledge of whatever it perceived within the past day. This connection lasts for up to 1 hour until you use an action to end it. You fulfill your destiny of metamorphosis when you fully change to your desired form. Unlike other destinies, you may choose not to gain your fulfillment feature until after 16th level. Let's see. Achieve a level of divinity, become immortal, access primal knowledge, permanently transcend your natural state. If you fulfill this, you are forever changed. You have finally reached the apex and have become something greater than your previous self could imagine. When you gain this feature, consult the narrator about the exact nature of metamorphosis, and if your adventurer would still choose to remain adventuring after their transformation. If your character would remain an adventurer, you may choose to become an appropriate creature with a CR equal to or lower than your class level -2. Well, that's very Pathfinder. As per the spell True Polymorph, except that this transformation is permanent and cannot be dispelled. If your character would not remain an adventurer, you may use a portion of your new power however you see fit, as per the Wish spell, before ascending. Wow, that's pretty dope. Okay, I like that. Wow, and that's just one of the 10 different ones. You combine that with the Grim Hollow transformation system. Oof, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I was a little worried about all the bloat that we were going to run into around the 5-year mark. Now we're going into, I think, the 7-year mark of 5e. But honestly, as long as you keep an open mind and you're curating that content, you're just not allowing everything in. You're kind of locking down what works and doesn't work for your group. I think that I'm kind of enjoying all this new content that's coming out and the different ways it can be combined together to make the game fresh and new. All right, so I got distracted there by Destiny because it's super cool. Super duper cool. Let's see what else we got here. Heritage. All heritages get to pick a trait from a list of 2 to 3 options. Also a very Pathfinder 2nd edition thing. At 10th level, they get to select a Paragon trait that grants a new benefit or enhances an initial trait. Dragonborn can basically pick any damage type for the breath weapon. That cleans things up significantly. You don't need to have all those different gem dragons and all that other kind of stuff. Though the timing here is a little bad because we just got some good Dragonborn finally. But that's cool. Can choose from having enhanced claws and armor and damage resistance, or a swim speed with a 15-minute hold breath and some natural armor, or restricted flight. Wow. Okay. Dwarves can craft in place of sleeping. They get bonus hit points, which is another Pathfinder type thing. Poison resistance, expertise die versus poison. That's interesting, instead of advantage. You could choose from once per long rest temp HP or expertise die versus force movement. Instead of just preventing force movement, they're really leaning heavy on this expertise die. It's like expertise die is the new advantage disadvantage for this. Elves, Fey, Ancestry, and Trance can choose proficiency in Arcana and limited telepathy. Or once per short or long rest, a portent or perception proficiency and wisdom mod to int and can't be surprised. Oh wow, can't be surprised is pretty damn good. That's like old school elf right there. Is this additional rules for 5e like Tasha's or a different set of rules like Giphy stuff? I would say this is more like an entirely new 5th edition. So you could certainly go through here and cherry pick things that you like and add it to your home game as a house rule. But my understanding is it runs best when you use all of it together. So it's like Giphies. It's just another type of 5th edition D&D game. So you could cherry pick what you want from this, but it's probably better to just use all of it if you're going to use it. Let's see what we got here. Gnomes, expertise versus mental, magic, minor illusion. You can get a +1 AC versus larger creatures. That's old school right there. And invisibility. That's cool. Fright and immunity on halflings. Oh, wow. That's nice. Nimbleness and lucky. Choose from a burrow speed with claws. What the fuck? Or expertise die versus prone and immunity versus sharp difficult terrain or telepathy. Okay, they really want people to start playing halflings again. Humans no longer get a bonus feat. Instead, they get an extra proficiency, half the training time. Can gain an expertise die on a check once per short rest or once per long rest. Choose from 4 death save failures or more days without food. Reroll concentration checks. Oh, that's nice. Minimum of 10 with 2 knowledge skills. Okay, reliable talent. That's pretty nice. Or bonuses to speed and opportunity attacks and movement-based fatigue. All those sound pretty good. It sounds like humans are definitely running the full meta of this system, though, because I'm sure there are reasons why you would want to keep track of your food and things like that. But the 4 death saves alone is pretty nice. I have not seen that before as an option for human beings. I have seen all of the other ones, though, so that's pretty cool. Orcs. Powerful build and bonus crit die. Choose from acclimated to an environment with damage resistance or damage or radiant resistance and resistance cantrip and shield. Wizard cantrip or first level. Okay. Plane touched. I think plane touched is their way of handling like all outer planes people and inner planes people. Choose from ASMR, Guidance and Radiant, or Tiefling. See, I like that, but I still like how Pathfinder 2 2nd edition handled things like that better, where like anyone could be a Tiefling. You could have a Gnome Tiefling. You could have a Halfling ASMR. I liked that a little bit more. Half races are now created using the heritage and culture combinations instead of being their own thing. Okay, that works. Culture. These provide the additional traits normally received from a race, cover a wide range of societal environments and typical subraces. Well, I do want to see that. So let's go take a peek at that real quick. Background. Culture. Oh my god, look at all these cultures they've got. Alright, each culture contains a range of traits. You regain all the traits associated with your chosen culture unless the text says otherwise. And signing. You must have at least one hand free to communicate by sign. The creature communicating must be able to see you. When attempting to make subtle signs to remain unnoticed, you must succeed on a sleight of hand check against the passive perception score of the observers. Narrator note. Some cultures do not place the same emphasis on differentiated genders as other cultures might. Gender differentiation in various languages can be limited, and outsiders can experience culture shock at the gender equality and ambiguity in societies new to them. Most of these cultures draw from the same pool of names, regardless of gender, and some pronunciations of each name. Okay, so let's see what we got here. This is the core rulebook culture list. So you can have Hill Dwarf, High Elf, Godbound, Eladrin, Settler, Shadow Elf. So wait, culture is combined with heritage. So you have one of those core things. So what if I am a human hill dwarf? Is that a thing I can do? let's see. Some dwarves never settle in underground kingdoms. They live in surface communities, trading, learning, and creating. Known as hill dwarves, they're gregarious, friendly, and worldly. No dwarves are more social and artistic than hill dwarves. Character raised in the hill dwarf culture share. Oh ho ho! I like this. I like this a lot. Oh, I like this a lot. Oh my. That's really cool. That's really cool. Holy shit. Okay. Characters raised in the Hill Dwarf culture share a variety of traits in common with one another. Community magic. You know, the Friends cantrip. I hope they made this Friends cantrip good. Once you reach 3rd level, you can cast Charm Person once per long rest. At 5th level, you can cast Suggestion once per long rest. You don't need material components for these spells, and when casting them, use Charisma. Friendly. You get either Deception or Persuasion. Wagoner. You're either proficient in animal handling or with land vehicles. Ways of the Land. You're proficient in survival and gain expertise die on checks using it. And then languages. Common, Dwarvish, and 2 additional languages. What? This is great! Okay. That's really cool. Alright, now I'm like super curious. What about if you're just a basic bitch villager? What does that mean? My culture is villager. Far away from the protection of armies and uncomfortably close to the borders beyond which anything might roam, day-to-day life as a villager is routine. But a future is far from guaranteed. Village life can be simple and mundane, filled with the humdrum, but insistent needs of farm animals and crops. Though there can be far worse than wolves stalking the woods at any moment, a villager's life can be punctuated by upheaval. Characters raised in the village culture share a variety of traits in common with each other. You gain proficiency with animal handling, sharpened tools. When danger approaches the village and there are no adventurers around, it's often left to the villagers to defend themselves. You're proficient with improvised weapons. Fuck yeah. What? Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Tall Tales. Life along the crossroads rarely offers up opportunity for proper schooling, but the roads carry with them legends and stories far and wide. You may choose to use wisdom when making history, nature, or religion checks. However, the narrator may decide that the results of a check made this way are distorted or exaggerated forms of the truth. That's fantastic. You gain an expertise die on perception checks while keeping watch during a rest. And you can speak, read, sign, and write common and one other language. I love the fact that there's sign language now as a core mechanic. That's fantastic. Because honestly, it just makes sense to, especially if you're a bunch of like professional mercenaries, aka adventurers, you're gonna want a silent way to communicate with each other. Sign language. This is fucking amazing. Oh my god, this is really good. Okay. I want to read all of them, but we have other stuff to cover. Also, Scottrick, thank you so much for making this guide. This is really speeding it up, but also like it's good. Yeah, is Drow a culture? We got Deep Dwarf, we got Deep Gnome. We got Shadow Elf. All right. Wait, what? Steam Forged? Are you kidding me? Is everyone a robot now? In a world where magic abounds and the need for mechanical wizardry is minimal, there are still some brave minds who believe in experimentation, knowledge, and reason. One such people are the so-called. See, this is perfect for the gothic horror setting. What? Well, we have a whole society that is all about like steampunk. This is perfect. All right, characters raised in the Steam-forged culture share a variety of traits in common. Mind like a steel trap. You have proficiency in either history, investigation, or nature, and you gain an expertise die on all checks made using the chosen skill. Tech savvy. You have proficiency in tinker's tools plus one other artisan tool of your choice. War scholar. Even combat is a scholarly discipline for your people. Choose one of the following. Student of martial arts. When you replace an attack, using an action to disarm, grapple, overrun, shove, or tumble. By the way, that's a lot of Pathfinder words that we just spit out there. You get an expertise die. Student of martial science. Choose one first degree combat maneuver. What are we even talking about? You can use this combat maneuver once without expending exertion points. Oh, this is a deep rabbit hole we're going to go down. This is a deep rabbit hole. Oh my. Okay. You cannot use it again until you finish a short or long rest. Dope. Okay. I kind of thought you'd be a robot, but I mean, I kind of dig that too. because a robot would be a physical change, and these are supposed to be like cultural changes. So yeah, I get that. Okay. All right, let's see. We got to stop. Let's see. Background similar to 5e, but provide +1 to 2 different ability scores. One is predetermined, the other is player choice. Also provides a contact. Now, I don't really like this because I saw this when I played Starfinder. People would choose a background to min-max their stats. I don't feel like stats should be tied, honestly, to fucking anything. I like what 5th edition is doing nowadays, where you get, what is it, a +2 to one and a +1 to another, or a +1 to 3 different ones, and that's it. That's your stat increases. I think that's the right direction for it to go. Yeah. I don't think that you should be tying any stat improvements at all. Any ability score improvements should not be tied to race, should not be tied to background, should not be tied to culture. I understand that it kind of like enforces like, oh, these people who work this background are strong, and these people who do this background are smart. But like, let the player decide that, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you are going to have people choosing backgrounds specifically because they want that one increase to that one stat, and that's no fun. But let's check out backgrounds real fast. All right, game rules, and what do we got? Backgrounds. Yeah, I don't like anything that encourages min-maxing. Like, if you want to be an Acolyte because you want to be an Acolyte, that's fine. You don't need to get a +1 Wisdom because you chose Acolyte or whatever. Let's choose the most problematic of all the backgrounds to look at first. And we'll go to Outlander. Alright. So Outlander in 5e is so broken that it basically trivializes the main design feature of the Ranger, which is exploration, with a single background choice. Basically, if you're making a character in 5e and you want to min-max, you just take Outlander. What does Outlander get? +1 to Constitution. Oof, that's going to be a hard thing to turn down as a +1 Constitution, and 1 to any other ability score. You get Survival and Athletics or Intimidation. Those are both. I mean, this is all good right here. Intimidation. Tool proficiency, Herbalist kit, and 1 language of your choice. You have the feature Trader. If you're in or near the wilderness and have a trading relationship with a tribe, settlement, or other nearby group, you can maintain a moderate lifestyle for yourself and your companions by trading the products of your hunting and gathering. Interesting. Adventures and advancement. During your travels, wilderness dwellers may come to you for help, battling monsters and other dangers. If you succeed in several such adventures, you may earn the freely given aid of up to 8 tribal warriors. Okay. That's completely different than the 5th edition Outlander, and it's kind of cool. Alright. And we already looked at Destiny, so let's jump into classes. Alright. What do you got for us in the Scottrick report? The classes have all been redone. Marshals gain combat maneuvers, which function much like a Battlemaster's maneuvers. These require exertion, and characters with an exertion pool have a number equal to twice their proficiency bonus. These recover on a short or long rest. Well, I guess we don't need the exploits stuff that we picked up if we switch to this, because this basically has exploits built in, which is cool. These recover on a short and long rest. Yeah, probably depending on how strong they are. I detail each one, but so much has changed that I might as well just copy and paste the whole damn class section at that point. They still feel similar in functionality. Okay. All classes get features they can choose options from, similar to Eldritch Invocations from the Warlock, but themed around each class. So basically the direction that Giffy was going with his class compendium. Alright, Adepts. Monk have been renamed Adept. Good. It has strength build options. Good. So you can make a Pugilist without having to go and buy the Pugilist class from D&D or DM's Guild. Which, by the way, the Pugilist class is fantastic. It loses a good chunk of the cultural stereotyping. Okay, that's cool. So basically, you are good at good fighting. That's what Adept is now. You're very good at fighting with your hands and your body, essentially. Bard, your choice of how you perform your art provides benefits to certain spells, and you have battle music now. I am deeply curious about that, but we're just going to keep going. Barbarians are gone. Now we have Berserker. I could see that, because the term barbarian is kind of problematic, because yeah, okay. So Berserkers now have a heavy armor option. They get combat maneuvers like a fighter, and they get bonus critical options, which they already had, but I guess they go hard for that, so that's pretty cool. Clerics, armor proficiency options depend on what you focus on and aren't just randomly determined by your domain. That's cool. Lots of flavorful spreading the faith options. Subclasses based around a theme more than a domain. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Clerics have the most bloat of any class, right? They have the most subclasses of any of the classes, I think, because they just keep cranking out more and more domains. Druid, Wild Shape provides temp HP instead of beast HP. Fantastic. An AC calculation, and can cast self and touch spells while in Wild Shape. What? That's pretty cool. Okay. What a fun alternative to just copying the stat block of a monster. That is way better. Okay. Fighter, more fighting style options. That's good. Combat maneuvers, and they're very good at doing them. No action surge anymore. What? Indomitable gets extra options to use it for. Currently, we just house rule that Indomitable is legendary resistance, so I am curious to see what kind of boost they get there. Also, the action surge. Everybody loved that action surge. You dip 2 levels of fighter to get that action surge when you're done being a rogue or whatever. But, like, that gets me thinking. Herald replaces the Paladin. That's good because people are really hung up on paladins being lawful good, so changing the name would be a good idea. In 2.5 D&D, they added a class called the Crusader, and the Crusader was basically a non-aligned paladin. They were basically a paladin, but they could be any alignment and they could serve any deity. And that's really where the Paladin stopped being a lawful good class and started being just a badass holy knight. Was with the Crusader. So Marshal sounds pretty cool. Herald sounds pretty cool. They get combat maneuvers. Divine Smite has proficiency bonus and uses. Oh, it sounds like they kind of nerfed them a bit. Smite spells are features and don't use your spell slots. We're already doing that in some of my games, so that's fantastic to hear that that's a core feature of this rule set. The Marshal is the 4E Warlord. Hell yeah. Everybody that tries Giphy Glyphs and they try that class compendium, they go and they try the Marshal or the Commander or whatever the hell they call it. And I'm telling you, Warlord is a fun class to play. It is fun to be a fighter who is also support. It really is. And a non-magical support is what makes that so interesting and exciting. And they get lots of buffs for the party. That's great. Ranger. You had your work cut out for you. Really focuses on the exploration pillar. Perhaps a bit too much. God damn it. They get combat maneuvers. They sort of get a Hunter's Mark option. Spellcasting is only for specific subclasses, so we finally have a magic-free Ranger. That's good. Sounds like they did the same thing that core D&D did, and they made the Ranger focus too much on exploration, which is just a damn shame. Exploration should not be something that any particular class, I think, can do better than others, because it's not a part of play that is always used. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Rogue. Bonus options when using certain skills. That sounds kind of neat. No, I'm not saying Rogue is boring, but I mean, I've played one up to level 11 now, and it's okay. It's but it's not the most exciting class in 5e, that's for sure. Combat maneuvers. That sounds awesome. Improved criticals for rogues. Hell yeah. Everybody gets fast hands. Wow, okay. Get proficiency in wisdom and constitution. at 6th level. Wow. Wow. Rogues sound pretty dope. Okay. I wonder if it's too late to get Dom to, maybe sorcerer, elementally focused, bonus to charisma skills. Metamagic is split by minor, moderate, and major options. Surprised they didn't go in for spell points. I feel like spell points would have been pretty bold, but dividing the metamagic up has potential for sure. How is Monk? Monk doesn't exist anymore. They got rid of Monk. Yeah, Monk is now called Adept, and there's strength versions of it too. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Let's see. Warlock. You could choose which mental ability score you cast with. Oh wow. We've been house ruling that for a while. Use spell points instead of slots. There it is. There it is. Why didn't they give it to sorcerers? Wow. I guess to make it a lot clearer that Warlock is different than everybody else is probably why they gave them the spell points. Eldritch Blast is now a class feature, a la Glyph's Class Compendium. You get to choose what type of attack this comes as: a blast, a saving throw, a melee attack, or a whip. Well, I mean, a whip is a melee attack? Question mark. Hexblade is folded up into Pact of the Blade, also Glyph Class Compendium. Let's see, bonus invocations specific to Eldritch Blast. I mean that already exists. Did they add even more of them? Expanded spell list choice to separate from your subclass. Sorry. Expanded spell list choice is separate from your subclass. Wizard. Even better with options to reduce ritual times, bonus action casting, or intelligence in place of charisma. What does that mean? I mean, wizards are already intelligence. Does it mean using intelligence for your skills, maybe? Because that's what Hypatia has been doing anyways. Let's see. Signature spells are gained at 5th level. Very cool. And so many options to make the best class better. I mean, it is the best class, but... Alright. Sounds like classes are pretty dope, honestly. Dang. I'm excited about this. This could be pretty enjoyable until they come out with 5.5 D&D. All right, let's talk about equipment. We got some time left on the clock here. So going down to equipment, there are basic rules for gear maintenance and weapon quality. Oh no, that wasn't very fun when we did it this year in our Giphy games. Additional armor and weapon properties exist. This includes compounding, which allows a strength bow user, which I house rule that, so that's cool to know. Pairing is also a weapon property that can be used once per round. Okay, all the NPCs can parry, so it's good that they added that. We've had pairing weapons in Skull and Shackles the whole time. Gonna point that out. Add-ons to weapons and armor give characters something they can upgrade beyond just getting that plate armor. Okay, that's pretty cool. Rules for wearing a helmet. Oh no. Provide advantage versus some conditions, but lowers passive perception. Wow, that's old school right there, where you had to keep track of whether or not you had a helmet on. Alright, I kind of want to jump in. I just want to see. There's a lot of stuff here. There's even rules for building a stronghold. Oh wow, wait, there's rules for eggs? Okay, let's check out eggs real quick. Let's see. Nope. And if you wear a helmet in my games, I'm going to Photoshop a helmet onto all your character art. So, sorry. I mean, that's the price of wearing a helmet, is you got to look like you're wearing a helmet. That's the rules. Sorry, just how it is. There are some creatures that are easier to train from birth, and some that must be trained from birth, such as dragons. Refer to this list of egg pricing. When you are looking to raise dragons, it's similarly difficult to domesticate creatures. Note that none of these creatures can be acquired in a common market and are almost always handled by auctioneers or auction houses or the occasional private collector of hold on, of eccentricities. Wow. All right, what do we got here? It looks like mostly dragons. A salamander egg. A salamander egg is more valuable than a red dragon egg? What? I could see a Tyrannosaurus Rex egg costing 10,000 gold. I don't know why a salamander would be so much money though. They got Griffin on there at 3,000. Do we have Owlbear on there? I don't see Owlbear on there. Is that because... No, I don't think Owlbear is... Hey, it's Sylvie Enchantress again. Hey, Sylvie Enchantress. Let's see. Hippogriff, Pseudo-Dragon. Yeah, I mean, most of these prices seem pretty on point. But definitely the salamander egg. Also, salamanders are like a sentient race, so that... I mean, I guess dragons are a sentient race too. Well, whatever. It's interesting that they have egg prices at all, I guess. Spellcasting foci, common poisons, armor. Where does it talk about helmets? I want to see how bad helmets are. Helms. Here we go. Helms fit over your head and protect your skull. Though in exchange, they limit your vision and hearing. No proficiency is required to wear a helm. A helmet will cost you 12 gold and weighs 4 pounds. This hard leather or metal covering protects the head, but not the face, with the exception of a strip over your nose. While wearing this helm, you gain expertise die on saving throws made to resist being stunned or rattled. Okay, rattled sounds pretty good. It's probably the dazed condition that we're already using. And your passive perception score is reduced by 2. Visored helm. This helm covers the entirety of your head, including the face. The visor may be moved out of the way of the face as an object interaction, in which case the visored helm functions as a standard helm. While wearing a visored helm, you gain an expertise die made to resist being charmed, stunned, rattled, and your passive perception score is reduced by 5. Additionally, whenever you take damage from falling, you reduce that damage by 5. Well, that's really cool. Okay. I was worried that they were going to make helmets like Baldur's Gate style, where wearing a helmet just prevented all critical hits. So yeah, if you ever play Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, definitely throw some helmets on your dudes. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see, feats. Feats have been renamed, OGL and all. Minor changes to a couple of feats, mostly the same. Included are feats that have multi-classing prerequisites. Those remind me of the 3.x prestige classes. Well, I'm super curious about that. Feats and multi-classing. Alright. I want to know it all, but we don't have that much time left in the stream. Let's see. Multi-classing. Adventurers are not locked into only one class and can realize new and interesting concepts by mixing the abilities of multiple classes. Whenever you gain a character level, you have the option of gaining a level in a different class. Blah, blah, blah. Multi-classing lets you freely develop your adventure in whatever direction you choose. Compared to an adventure of a single class, you have greater versatility and wider options, but you sacrifice more of the focus and typically reach your powerful features later than most. As an option, you can have prerequisites. A berserker may need to do some studying before they become a wizard. Before you can take a level in a new class, you must meet that class's ability score prerequisites and the prerequisites of your existing class. Oh, and the prerequisites of your existing class. A sorcerer who decides to go rogue must have a dexterity and charisma score of 13 or higher. Alright, that's pretty cool. Alright, all that seems pretty standard. Alright, cool. Doesn't seem like anything spicy coming up for that. Let's check out feats real quick. Oh, that's a cool helmet for your Diablo campaign. Also a good use of gemstones, which don't really get too much play outside of like a Giphy game, from what I can tell. A feat is the talent or area expertise, blah, blah, blah. Right off the bat, we got a new one, Ace Driver. You are a virtuoso of driving or piloting vehicles, able to push them beyond the normal limits and maneuver them with fluid grace through hazardous situations. You gain the following benefits. Expertise die on ability checks to drive or pilot a vehicle. While piloting a vehicle, you can use your reaction to take the brake or maneuver vehicle actions. I guess there's a whole section on driving vehicles now. A vehicle you load can carry 25% more cargo than normal. Vehicles you are piloting only suffer a malfunction when you reduce them 25% of their hit points, not 50. In addition, when the vehicle does suffer a malfunction, you roll twice on the maneuver table and choose which die to use for the result. Vehicles you're piloting gain a bonus to their armor class equal to half. Well, now I'm super curious what the hell's going on with vehicles in Level Up 5e. Let's see. Attentive. When rolling initiative, you get +5. You can only be surprised. A creature attacking you does not gain advantage from being hidden. So it's alert that they changed the name. Okay. Bull Rush. You rush into combat following your charge with a brutal attack. When you take the dash action, move at least 10 feet in a straight line. You can immediately take a bonus action to perform one of the following: attack or shove. The attack will deal extra damage. It seems that none of the feats... Oh, here we go. It said none of the feats give you a bonus to your ability score. But here we've got Destiny's Call. You are more in tune with the nature of who you truly are and what you will become. When you gain inspiration through your destiny source, you can choose one party member with 30 feet of you. That party member gains inspiration if they don't already have it. Once you inspire a party member this way, you can't use this feature again on that party member until you finish a long rest. Okay, that's pretty dope. These are pretty cool looking. Oh, look at that. Hardy. When you take this feat, you gain a number of hit points equal to twice your level. When you gain a new level, you gain additional 2 hit points. During a short rest, you gain 1 additional hit point per hit die spent to heal, so it's just tough. Wow, there's quite a few of them here. Polearm Savant. When you attack with a glaive, halberd, or quarterstaff, or spear, using the attack action, you can use a bonus action to make a melee attack with the other end, dealing 1d4 damage. When you're wielding a glaive, halberd, pike, quarterstaff, or spear, a creature that enters your reach provokes opportunity attack. A creature can use its reaction to avoid... Oh, that's an interesting balancing feature to the Polearm Master. A creature can use its reaction to avoid provoking an opportunity attack from you in this way, but you burn the reaction. That's pretty cool. Without completely shutting shit down. Yeah, I'm into this shit. This is pretty cool. Alright, let's see what else we got. What is a synergy feat? Pursuing one or more class can sometimes open up new opportunities and strategies. Okay. At certain levels, every class gives you the ability score improvement feature, and adventurers with certain class combinations may optionally choose synergy feats in place of their ASI. Most synergy feats require class levels in specific classes. So yeah, this is like prestige classes from 3rd edition. What the absolute fuck? Blade Chanter. Blade chanting is the art of unifying and maintaining intense physical and intellectual strains, allowing movement and thought to become one as a beautiful and deadly dance of blades. You must have 3 levels in Fighter, 3 levels in Wizard, and the 2-weapon fighting style to unlock this feat. Wow. Okay, so you got to be level 4, so you'll have to be level 7 in one of those total at the earliest to get this. While you're wearing no armor, light armor, or medium armor, you gain a bonus to your armor class equal to your intelligence. Whenever you would need to make a concentration check, you may spend 2 exertion to automatically succeed. Oh, that's dope. When you hit a target with a melee weapon attack, you can use your reaction and choose a spell of 1st level or higher, casting it through your weapon. The spell must have a casting time of 1 action, and the target a single creature or have a range of touch. If a spell cast in this way requires an attack roll and targets the same target as a triggering melee weapon attack, it hits as part of that attack. Wow, that's really cool. You may choose not to deal damage with a melee attack used to cast a spell. So you could bonk someone with your sword and then cast a Cure Wounds on them. Wow. Ooh, that's really cool. And then there's a follow-up to it. There's a whole chain here, because it goes whirling incanter, you have to have the Blade Chanter feat. And so you'll have to be level... well, no, technically if you went 3 and 3, and then you went 4, you would get the first one. Then you went 4 again, and you would get the second one. So level 8, you'd be able to take this one also. Your speed increases by 10. You get a bonus to dexterity and saving throws equal to your int modifier. You get a bonus to intelligence checks and saving throws equal to your dex modifier. This is awesome. Okay. Eldritch Archer to replace Arcane Archer. 3 levels of Fighter, 3 levels of Wizard, Fighting Style Archery. Oh my god, this stuff is so cool. Oh, New Blood. Must have been bitten by a vampire or taken necrotic damage equal to quadruple your level. You have to be corrupted with vampirism. And you spend your feats to become a vampire. That's fantastic. Wow. Night Stalker, aka a fucking ninja. You need 3 levels in Adept that used to be Monk and 3 levels in Rogue. Night Stalkers dedicated to spies, saboteurs, and assassins. Trained in ancient techniques that strain the limits of physical ability and verge on the supernatural. You could be a ninja for real. Oh man. Your dexterity or wisdom score increased by 1. You may deal sneak attack damage when making attacks using unarmed strikes or adept weapons. You gain... Oh, damn. You are a ninja. Oh, what? You gain a bonus equal to your wisdom modifier on acrobatics, deception, and stealth checks. In addition, you gain the following special focus feature. Twilight Vanish. Night Stalkers can move with such swiftness that it takes a trained eye to see their motion at all. You use a reaction and spend 2 exertion to move at 30 feet with such incredible speed that you seem to disappear. After you move in this way, you may immediately take the hide action. What? Oh, man. This is really cool. Okay. And it just keeps going. Proclaimer. 3 levels in Bard and 3 levels in Herald. Herald replaced Paladin, by the way. So you're a Paladin Bard. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, man. I'm into this shit. And I'm sure they'll continue to release more of them in, like, splat books. Or you know, extra crunch books or whatever. Wow. Okay. These are pretty cool. Vigilante, so you could be Batman, basically. 3 levels in Adept, which used to be Monk. 3 levels in Ranger. A vigilante may operate outside of civilization, but inside civilization, but outside the law. You have an alter ego associated with a costume or disguise. You gain a 1d8 expertise die, an advantage on deception checks made regarding your alter ego, persuasion checks made to dissuade others from connecting you to your alter ego, and on disguise kit checks. Your alter ego has a prestige rating and may increase or decrease as you perform. Oh, wow, okay. While in your alter ego, you may make prestige check and use that in place of intimidation or persuasion checks you make otherwise. Equipped for justice. And a symbol that strikes fear. Yeah, you're Batman. You're D&D Batman. That's fantastic. Okay. I'm into this. I'm into this shit. Also, look at this. Revenant. You may choose to select this feat when you die, replacing the most recently chosen feat other than Vendetta. So, you die, and you're like, no, I ain't dead. And then you get rid of your previous feat, and you take the Revenant feat instead. What a smart way to handle Revenant. Oh my god. Okay, that's really cool. Alright, what else do we got here? Combat. The actions you take in place of an attack during an attack action are now called basic maneuvers. Smart. They run off of a DC 8 plus proficiency plus strength or dex modifier system. You make a strength or dexterity save versus them. Additionally, when you succeed on using one of these maneuvers, you deal 1 plus your strength modifier in damage. So you don't just shove people anymore, you shove them and actually do some damage if you'd like. You cannot apply additional damage modifiers to these attacks, such as sneak attack or smite. Additional options that can be found in the 5e DMG have been made a part of the Level Up 5e core. This includes press the attack, bonus action reckless but can't have disadvantage, fall back, use your reaction to step away from those using press the attack, extra attack grants an additional attack with your offhand weapon when 2-weapon fighting. Rules for various tactical positioning are given. This includes being back-to-back with an ally and attacking from above or below. Critical hits double all damage, not just the dice. I wonder who's doing that. That's cool. I like criticals to actually feel beefy. Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, the Kickstarter for this ended. I think you can pre-order from their site. Or actually, I think you can pre-order from Drive-Thru RPG. Let's see. Conditions. New conditions. Rattled. You can't benefit from expertise dice, and you can't take reactions. Doomed. If you have it, you're beyond normal magical healing. Nice. Confused, which we already used. Bloodied, which we already used. And slowed, which we already used. Other stuff. There was a mental stress mechanic known as Strife. Exhaustion has been renamed Fatigue. Fatigue is gained by being knocked unconscious, using a shield to turn a crit into a normal hit, and being attacked at 0 health. Fatigue gained during combat only applies after the combat has finished. Rules for a travel system are included. Has roles you take while traveling. There are 14. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I can't. Campfire really calmed down the travel rules. This sounds like it spices them up hardcore. Befriending animals and robbing other travelers, though, that sounds really intriguing. Simple downtime rules have been included. Stronghold rules have been included. Renown rules called Prestige. And spells have been redone a bit. A good example is that Goodberry doesn't provide sustenance. Counterspell only auto-cancels second level spells and lower. Have to roll for third and higher. Guidance provides an expertise die instead of an additional 1d4, so it doesn't stack with expertise. Ooh. Sounds like they're making skills a lot harder to pull off. Okay. Let's see. I want to check out some of the spells real quick. Because some of the spells, as we all know, were pretty bad in 5e. Let's check out Blade Barrier. No, not Blade Barrier. What is it? What's the one where, like, swords shoot out of your body? Oh, you know what? I don't have them all loaded up here. That could be part of the problem. Alright. I'm going to just check cantrips real quick. And let's see. Here we go. Let's look at True Strike. Did they make True Strike good? True Strike is a divination cantrip. It's arcane, it's attack, it's enhancement. It's for bards, heralds, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. It costs 1 action. It's your reaction to cast. Is it reaction? Is that what that R means? I don't know what this R means. Maybe. Concentration. You gain an innate understanding of the defenses of a creature or object in range. You have advantage on your first attack roll made against the target before the end of your next turn. But what does the R mean? Does the R mean it's your reaction? I have to know. Hold on. I think I saw somebody post about this. Nope. I guess it's just an action. And it requires concentration still. Damn. I thought they'd make it good. Oh, ritual. This spell may be cast as a ritual. What? Oh, so you give yourself... So you know you're going into battle, so you ritually cast True Strike so that the first fight... Ritual cantrip. So your first attack in a fight will always be an advantage if you're willing to use up your concentration before the battle. Sort of like those people, Peanut, that insist that they're constantly guiding themselves so that they can add a 1d4 to their initiative rolls. Alright. You gain an innate understanding of the defenses. Well, then there's a rare version. Casfarina's Greater True Strike. You gain an almost total understanding of a creature or object's defenses and body language. The duration increases to concentration 1 minute. You gain advantage on 3 additional attack rolls of your choice that can be made before the spell ends. Once per round, you can choose to use that advantage when you make your first attack roll on your turn. Yeah, the rare spell, the rare version's dope. Like, the regular version's still kind of crap. But, All right. Let's check out, yeah, let's check out Goodberry real quick. Oh, sorry. Let's try again. A Goodberry. Let's see. You transform the components into 2d4 berries. For the next 24 hours, any creature that consumes one of these regains 1 hit point. Eating or administering a berry is an action. The berries do not provide any nourishment or sate hunger. That saves the exploration tier just like that. You create 1d4 additional berries for every 2 slots above first level. And a rare version. Bashella's Bunched Goodberry. Eating or administering any number of berries is a bonus action, and you gain 1 hit point per berry consumed. Okay. That's pretty cool. Ooh, what's another one that's like... Let's look at Mending. Like the Mending cantrip. Because they have a whole thing about maintaining equipment, so I'm curious what they do with this. You repair a simple rip or break in the target object. A cracked goblet, a torn page, a ripped robe. The break must be smaller than 1 foot in all dimensions. The spell leaves no trace that the object was damaged. Magic items and constructs can be repaired this way, but their magic is not restored. What is the significance of the ritual casting times, though? If it's like a cantrip, you have unlimited access to it anyways. So, like, why would you need rituals? It's kind of weird. Oh, I wonder what they did with Conjure animals. Let's see. Alright. Conjure animals. You summon forth the spirit of a beast that takes physical form and unoccupied space. 1 beast, 2 beast, or 3 beast is the maximum. Well, that's good. Oh, unless in level up 5e you don't have unlimited cantrips. Maybe. Maybe you only get a number of cantrips equal to like twice your proficiency bonus or some shit. Beasts summoned this way are allied to you and your companions. While it is within 60 feet of you, you can use a bonus action to mentally command a summoned beast. When you command multiple beasts using a spell, you must give them all the same command. Oh, that's cool. You may decide the action the beast takes and where it moves. It's just guarding an area. I like this that you never get more than 3 beasts. That's nice. That's really nice. The challenge during a beast you can summon increases by 1 step for each spell slot above 3rd. That's a good compromise. There's a lot of smart things happening here. Alright, well, we have looked at this for over an hour now, and again, there's like 1,500 pages of stuff to go over. I think this is really cool. I would like to invest the time to learn more about this system, and I think I would like to run a game in the system. Included with the Kickstarter was an adventure. I think the adventure here is Memories of Holdenshire, an adventure for first level characters. So could be kind of fun to try and run this adventure or try it out. The adventure is 116 pages long, so I don't think it would be a one-shot. Yeah. It might be kind of fun to try out these rules, though. I would need to find a group that is, like, good at learning rules, and I need a group of rules lawyers if I'm going to do this. So, yeah. I guess I'll have to track down a group of interested parties that are also rules lawyers, so we can maybe try this thing out, because it's really cool looking. Oh, alright. Well, I'm going to go get some dinner. I hope you guys have a great evening. I'll be back at 8 playing Rime of the Frostmaiden with the amazing Dom Odyssey, and allegedly we are close to the end of the campaign. Allegedly. So I can't guarantee that anymore, but I think we're near the end of the campaign. Yeah. Hey, wait, I said rules lawyer, and Lark and Omega showed up. That's fantastic. So yeah, I agree. I don't think we'll have any trouble finding a group of rules lawyers to take this rule system for a spin. I think it's going to be pretty exciting. So, yeah, I'll be back at 8. I will be hosting Red Kobold Gaming, who will be streaming the game. It's a lot of fun. We're very close to the end, so if you want to have the ending of Rime of the Frostmaiden spoiled, join us at 8 o'clock, because, you know, we're almost done with it. We've got Skull and Shackles tomorrow. Probably don't need to do any prep for Skull and Shackles, so tomorrow's prep stream will be more Odyssey of the Dragonlord stuff, because I am trying to get the Nether Seas finished before my players get to the Nether Seas, and I'm running out of time on that. I also need to start getting Themis converted over to Giphy Glyphs, so that's a whole thing. Maybe we'll have some extra stuff going on Friday or Saturday for Odyssey, but more than likely Friday we're going to be doing a nice chonky prep stream for the upcoming Storm King's Thunder, Dodd Kong's Inevitable Oath mini-series. Basically, we're going to just build a giant stone giant city in Foundry, connect all the map tiles together with teleporters. It's a beautiful map from Heroic Maps. I'm very excited about it. And then we're going to populate it with some really tough monsters that will hopefully challenge a level 15 or 16 party. And we'll, of course, be using a Sararak's guide to dungeon building to make sure that those high-level adventurers aren't cheesing the dungeon with their amazing high-level spells. So if you're interested in how I build high-level dungeons, that's something that we'll be doing on Friday. Saturday, I don't know what's going on. Sunday, we're back to Mythic Odyssey, and on and on and on it goes. All right, so maybe I'll see you later tonight. Maybe I'll see you at one of those other streams, but I will see you next time.